Okay, so thank y'all so much for coming to this. I hope y'all have had a good day so far. So we're going to share just kind of our journey with Juice Plus and our story. So I'll go ahead and start off with mine. So I started using Juice Plus about a year and a half ago. I had seen Abby post about it, and I was working at the hotel 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., and then I was going to teach dance from like 4 p.m. to about 9 p.m. And so I wasn't feeling my body, and I was just exhausted all the time. So I saw Abby post and just seen how much that it had helped her. So I got on it, and I'm so happy that I did. It's helped with my energy, my digestion, my hair and skin, and I just know that I'm getting what I need to fuel my body. So I decided to join the team probably about a week and a half ago. Abby had reached out to me again, and it just seemed like the best time. Um, so I'm so thankful. They've been so supportive, and I'm excited to start this and share it with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and send it over to Abby. So I met Abby in college. We were in the Event Planning Association together. She's an entrepreneur, a military spouse, and she's passionate about inspiring women to become their best selves. So I'll pass it on to Abby, and she can share some of hers.
Thanks, Summer. I appreciate that. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're so glad that you're here, whether you're live or watching the recording. It's an honor to get to spend a few minutes of your night at home with you. I want to take a few minutes and just share my story with you before I pass it over to my friend Jamie. But I want to take you back a few years to 2014 when I was starting college. This was before I met Summer. I had just made a huge move across Texas. And to kind of preface this, Summer and I actually have quite a few things in common. I was a ballerina growing up, and I danced for 15 years. I spent all of my time at the dance studio, as Summer does now, teaching it. And it was my passion and my joy. I had no anxiety, no health issues. I thought that I was healthy, but let's be real, we don't think that there's a problem until there is one. And that was my situation. And so I got to school, and I had a little bit of a rough freshman year. I was eating all of the things that the school was providing me in the cafeteria, because let's be real, that's just how you get through and get by. And I think some environmental stuff, I had grown up very sensitive to antibiotics and all of these different things. And it was really kind of the perfect storm for my body. And so after my first semester, I started losing weight like it was my job. Every time I ate, I couldn't keep food in. I would immediately go to the bathroom. And to give you a visual of myself, I am 5'8", and at one point I was about 100 pounds. I looked ridiculously frail. And my mom was like, "What's going on? What are you doing?" And I was like, "I can't keep food in. Every time I eat, I go to the bathroom." And so I had the slew of testing done. The gluten intolerances had run in my family. That test came back negative. And so my mom said, "I think you should just eliminate gluten." And so I did. And around the time when all of my gut issues started, my anxiety and depression followed suit. And so I didn't know this back then, but 95% of our serotonin is held in the lining of our gut. And so a lot of people that struggle with anxiety and depression, I often ask them, do you have a gut issue? Because usually they're connected. And I had no idea at the time. And so I'm experiencing all of these crazy feelings. If you've ever had anxiety or depression, you know what that's like. It comes out of nowhere. It's blindsides you, and you're like trying to survive and not drown. And so I go and I transfer to Texas A&M in College Station. I had spent my freshman year at A&M Commerce. And I remember being into the fall of my sophomore year and just saying, "I can't do this anymore, Mom. I don't know how I'm going to make it another day. I'm so anxious. I can't keep food in. I don't know what's going on." And so we went and we saw a doctor. And I didn't have any relationship with this doctor. But she asked me the slew of questions. Are you sad? Are you anxious? Are you depressed? Yes, yes, yes. And she prescribed me an anti-anxiety and depression medication. And I walked away, and I remember her looking at me, and she handed me this one called Klonopin. And she said, "Use this in case of emergencies." And so I did. I was at school one night, and I remember texting my mom and saying, I'm having a horrible night. I have to take this. And I described the way that I felt on that medication, the way that I feel now on nothing but flooding my body with fruits, berries, and veggies. I felt like I was on top of the world, not a care in the world. I wasn't anxious. I was level-headed until about 2 o'clock the next day when the medication wore off. And I was like, where's the pill bottle? Where's the pill bottle? And it continued, the cycle continues. And before you know it, I'm a week and a half into taking this medication. And I'm like, if I don't stop this, this isn't going to go well. And so I made a decision in that moment, a personal decision, that I said, I'm not going to be addicted to medication. I've got to get off of this and I've got to find something else. And so I remember after being on it a week and a half, it feels crazy even saying this to you, but I was going through withdrawals. I was shaking, uncontrollably crying, and I was pacing as the medicine I felt like was just like, I was sweating and it was wearing off. And my mom was with me and she was talking to me on the phone, trying to encourage me. And so anyway, after that moment, I went and I saw a holistic health doctor. I went through the gamut of supplements and taking 40 different things at one time to try and figure out what was going on. And I made progress, but nothing that I wanted, nothing that was worth the price because insurance doesn't cover it. And I was still just feeling so blah. And so my junior year, I'm gluten and dairy free at this point. And I'm heading, or no, this is my senior semester. So my final semester, my mom, I'm gluten and dairy free. My mom heads to a salad in a jar party, which is a meal prep event that we host, where everybody brings a different ingredient and we share Juice Plus, and everybody walks away with 5 salads for their week. And my mom heard a friend of ours, her story there, and the power that Juice Plus had impacted her life. She's a 3-time stage 4 ovarian cancer survivor. And so my mom said, my family needs this. Abby needs this. We've got to get her on this. And I remember my mom handing me the bags when I was at school. And I was like, what is this? I was like, fruits and vegetables? I said, you think that's going to fix me? I remember I was really rude. And I've apologized to my mom since then because I wasn't very nice about it. I was grumpy all the time, which if you've ever struggled with anxiety, depression, or any type of not feeling good, you're usually not in the best mood. And so anyway, I graduate, I get married to my husband who's in the military, he deploys, and I'm at home for a few months before I move to Abilene, which is where I am now. And my mom, I remember looking at me and saying, Abby, she said, you have nothing to lose. She said, give Juice Plus a try. She said, it's fruits and vegetables. And if at the end of this year you feel no different, then I'll leave you alone and you can walk away. And so I made a decision in that moment to get started, skeptical as all get out and having zero expectation. And so what I can tell you in that year, my nausea after I ate went away, which was huge because I was nauseous after every single time I ate. At the 4-month mark, that's what I experienced. At like 8 months, I was able to eat some gluten. I had a cookie and I did not get up that night to go to the bathroom. And then months 9, 10, 11, and 12 were really pivotal for me. I added our omegas and I participated in our Shred 10 program, which is a healthy detox, a clean eating detox where you're shredding the things that aren't serving you and incorporating the things that do. And so I sit before you today, having taken the product for almost 2.5 years, and I feel the best that I ever have. I have no more anxiety and depression in my day-to-day life. I exercise five days a week, and I went from exercising not at all in college. I drink water. I was addicted to caffeine. I'm not addicted to it anymore. I drink a cup of coffee a day by choice, and I feel incredible. And so throughout that year that I was having this crazy health experience, I had this moment when I was at our national conference where a woman named Ashley Hudson looked out into the audience and she said, how would you feel at the end of your life if someone looked at you and said, why did you never share this with me? And it was in that moment that I felt very convicted. I had been putting my hands up to an opportunity that had been presented to me time and time again. And I had said no because I was worried about what people would think, or if I would be this crazy person sharing fruits and vegetables with people. And I decided that I had absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain because this community has changed my life. And And I never want someone to look at me and say, why did you never share this with me? And so that is a little bit of my story. Thank you for listening and letting me share with you. I'm excited to hand it off to my friend Jamie. She grew up as an athlete, coached athletes. Her husband was an athlete. Her kids are an athlete. Her stepdaughter, Ashlyn, is a nurse in the throes of all of the craziness that's going on. And she is passionate about sharing health and empowering families all over the world. So with that said, Jamie, take it away.
Well, Abby, I love you. And Summer, thank you. And for the privilege, everybody, thank you for inviting me into your homes. I think it's cool. I'm looking around and I'm seeing your homes right now. I'm seeing what you're eating for dinner and cooking. What are you cooking? Because I'm dying to know. Unmute yourself. Please tell me, because I'm so out of ideas right now. It's crazy.
It's literally like the easiest, come from a bag, chicken and like pasta. Definitely not healthy, but you know.
Well, Charlotte, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm like, raise your hand if you're so tired of cooking 3 meals. I'm done. You know, and all of us moms out there are like, okay, what's the easiest thing we could do? Guys, my name is Jamie Cantrell, and one thing I want to promise is that we're going to have fun, but there's going to be some education here, and I just want to thank you. Thank you for carving up some time. Chances are you love Summer, and you trust her, and she's pretty great, and I can see why. Yeah, thumbs up. I love it. Well, like Abby said, my background's in athletics, and I have so many stories that I could share, but I'm not going to bore you. But I really want to lead with this question. What is one goal outside of the fact that you show up for Summer here tonight and to support her? Let's put that aside for a second. And what's one goal in your health that you would like to achieve? Doesn't matter what age you are or what your current level of health is. And obviously right now we are in a global pandemic, so health has never been more at the forefront of our focus. My stepdaughter is an ER nurse. And so I am getting, yeah, absolutely. Abby, share in the chat. What is your goal for you? I know I just turned 43 last week. And my goal is I want to get up and feel as vibrant and vital and alive as I've ever have. That is just a goal of mine. But I will tell you, my journey began as a kid. My dad is Italian. What do Italians do? We eat. And we eat a lot. And we're loud and obnoxious. We celebrate with each other over food. My mom is Norwegian, but she's a type 2 diabetic, and I love her dearly, but we were never trained up in good, healthy food practices. So I was a kid that was overweight as a child. And I remember as a kid in elementary school, I went to take the Presidential Physical Fitness Assessment Test. Do you guys remember these or have ever had them? And I was a heavy child and I was made fun of and I couldn't do the flexed arm hang. And I was ridiculed in front of my whole class. And that memory stuck with me because it was my first opportunity to say, something's not right with me physically. Well, fortunately, sports came into my picture. And for the next 25 years, I played at a very high level. I was a full scholarship Division I athlete, played soccer at SMU in Dallas, Texas. And it was because of sports that I was able to exercise and train every single day. And so to me, the idea of health was valued in calories. If I could burn more than I took in, I was fine. But that didn't mean I could continue on that trajectory of eating processed, prepared, packaged foods. You put me up against any football player and I would out eat them. No lie. And my body was giving me clues. I could out burp the best of them. I had chronic pain. I know, I'm sorry, I'm giving you a little bit more information you probably needed, but there was a huge issue with my gut. By the time I was 23, I had 4 colonoscopies and 2 endoscopy treatments because my gut process was so backwards. I was in pain all the time. That's not normal. I had chronic allergy issues. Chronic acne. I was on Accutane for years because my level of thinking or the way we were taught was if something was hurt, go to the doctor and fix it with a pill. Nobody in my journey ever talked to me about fruits and vegetables, not even as a high level Division I athlete. Isn't that crazy? So I go to teach high school health and PE. The irony is not lost on me, guys. I'm teaching kids about the food pyramid, but yet I'm not doing it myself. How many of us know that we should be eating a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, but yet maybe we don't. And that's okay. I love the honest, because that's where I was. 90% of Americans do not consume the recommended servings of fruits and vegetables every day. And that means only 10% do. So in the chat button, this is going to be a little quiz because I'm a teacher. I want you to write, what is the recommended servings of fruits and vegetables that we should be eating every single day? And I'm going to wait for your responses. I'll read them out as we type them up, but it's important for you to understand and grasp the concept. So here I was as a high school teacher, and guys, this is going to blow your hair back. I was a health and PE teacher, and I was also the token lunchroom teacher. There is not a more highly coveted position on the planet. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I remember watching these high schoolers, 9th and 10th graders, come in for lunch. And they were sitting down. I'm seeing 5 to 7, okay? They were 4 cups of each. Good, Charlotte, I like the response there. I was seeing these high schoolers come in with their trays, with 2 slices of pizza, a bucket of fries, a pint of ice cream. Guys, not a scoop, a pint of ice cream and a large Coke. That's what they were eating for lunch. And I remember saying to myself, this isn't normal. But then what I also saw in my PE classes is most of the kids couldn't run a mile without being winded, or most of them had to have their inhalers, and their IEP plans were riddled with students on all sorts of medications. I am not saying that there is anything wrong with that, but there is a correlation. Here's the second quiz. I saw a bunch of you guys writing responses. I appreciate that so much. Do you know the recommended servings of fruits and vegetables every day? Not Monday, Wednesday, Friday, not a salad on Monday and then maybe something on Friday. Every day, baseline, 7 to 13 servings of produce. A serving of produce is a fistful of like an apple, right? 7 to 13 servings. Now, if you're athletic, you're not going to believe this, but if you're athletic, that number actually jumps to about 16 to 19 servings a day. Guys, I don't know anybody who can do that. And I didn't, and I paid for it. After I taught high school and I was watching these kids eat the same diet I was eating, physically I broke down. I'd suffered from degenerative disc disease from a college injury that didn't heal. And guys, inflammation is the word I want you to hear. Why should we be eating this amount of servings of fruits and vegetables every day? I'm a big why person, because if I don't understand it, I'm not going to do it. Our bodies, each of us, I see Olivia, I see Charlotte, I see Peggy, I see Anna, all of you on here, we all have some form of inflammation. All right, maybe it's that chronic back injury or that knee injury that's not healing. For me, it was acne. Maybe it's sinus infections. Maybe you get sick a lot. All right, maybe you have an underlying autoimmune condition. But every disease process, whether it is a cold or cancer, begins the same way. And it begins with your body being inflamed. See, our cells, we have little cells, okay? Our bodies have trillions and trillions of cells. And every day our cells take a beating from the air we breathe, the water we drink, the medications, the stress, the foods that we eat. And by the end of the day, our cells are getting hit and dinged all over the place. And what happens to these cells is they become damaged and by the oxidation from all this stress. And what happens is damaged cells duplicate and multiply. And you can begin to understand that that's the baseline of disease. Now, here's the thing. Do you know what helps our cells repair, recover, and regenerate new healthy cells? Fruits and vegetables. There are chemicals inside of plants when we eat them that makes our cells jump up and down. And when we eat more fruits and vegetables, then guess what happens? Every 4 to 6 months, we turn over new healthy cells. Every 10 months, 12 months, new bone cells, new brain cells. We can actually replicate new healthy cells. So our DNA is not our destiny. Just because mom had diabetes doesn't mean I have to. I'm genetically predispositioned, but I have the choice most times to turn that light on or off. So With that to be said, I'm going to share the screen with you very quickly because here's the teacher in me. I like to educate, and I want you to understand why this decision of Juice Plus was so important for me, and it can be for you. So 10 years ago, I was a broken down athlete. I was hurting, I was in pain, and I was sick. And guess what? As a mama, I passed these habits to my kids, and they were riddled with allergies and potential asthma, croup, and RSV. And so our family physician, and that's what it took for me to be open. She said to me, asked me a question that nobody had ever asked me. She said, "What's your nutrition like?" And I realized that we were the standard American diet. We were the 90% that were falling short. So she offered me a business card, said, "I want you to call this person. I want you to start adding Juice Plus to your diet." Because here's the deal. I wasn't eating 7 to 13, and neither were my kids. And that didn't change the fact that we had challenges. So I had to do something about it. And that's where Juice Plus came in. We're talking about a range of fruits and vegetables that have been juiced, pulverized, dried, and made into powders. I call them plant powders. And we're talking fruits and vegetables that we do not buy at the grocery store. And right now, I don't want to go to the grocery store. And so the reality of the situation is you're getting a full spectrum of all of the colors. And I will share these statistics. You can read them here, but how many of you, show of hands, have known somebody who has cardiovascular disease or heart disease or cancer or diabetes, right? It's everywhere. Do you know that in America, we are one of the wealthiest countries, even despite the economic hardships we have right now, but on the list in the World Health Organization, we rank almost dead last. Our disease processes are skyrocketing. So here's the other quiz. Here's a fascinating quiz. 100 years ago, the average American family consumed 5 pounds of sugar a year. A year. Any guess what the average American child consumes in a given year? Any thoughts? In the chat button, let's hear what you got to say. The reason I share this with you is because there is a direct correlation between what we eat and what we don't eat and what our body puts out. The average American child eats 5 pounds of sugar a week. A week. It's in everything. It's in ketchup, in bread, in milk, and pay attention. It's everywhere. Do the math. That's more than 250 pounds of sugar a year. And so, guys, we don't have a vitamin deficiency in this country. We have a food deficiency. And that's where Juice Plus comes in. You're going to see, well, people say, well, what is Juice Plus, Jamie? Is it a juice? Is it a vitamin? It's neither. Juice Plus has all the colors of the rainbow and thousands of nutrients that our body so desperately needs and we don't get every day. So here's what Juice Plus is. I want you to take a look, and in the chat button, I want you to post the one thing on here that you hate, right? The one thing on here that you will not, without a shadow of a doubt. I will tell you, I cannot stand beets. I think they're slimy, I think they're nasty, but I also know that beets have antioxidant properties that help fight cancer. All right? I'm loving the responses here, folks. This is so fun and interactive. But if you take a look at what's in Juice Plus, you will begin to see these are the things our body needs. And I tell people, some people say, Jamie, what's the difference between a fruit and a berry? I get enough of those, right? If it has a different color, it does something different in your body. So we want all colors, all varieties. You guys are the most awesome audience. So receptive and fun. I love it. The other thing we offer, we have a very small product line, 5 products. Thank God, because someone like me couldn't remember a whole catalog. But besides our fruit, veggie, and berry, we have an omega blend. And if you have been doing any reading in science or medicine, we know that omegas are the health of the future. All right, omega-3 fatty acids. We also have omega-5, 6, 7, and 9. These are things that lower inflammation, help with brain health. There are compounds in omegas that fight viruses. I will not make any medical claims. I'm not saying if you take Juice Plus that you won't get sick. I'm just saying, putting that out there. But I'm telling you, putting this in your body gives your body a chance to fight. And the thing our family loves the most and great for athletes is Complete. It's so functional and easy. A breakfast smoothie or a post-workout shake, you're getting plants, and more plants. But my kids love these protein bites. I make them and they're gone. And I would rather them eat this than a bag of Doritos, especially when you see the ingredients that are listed here. So what does Juice Plus do and why is it important? It helps bridge the gap from what you're eating now to what we should be eating. And I tell people, listen, if you are eating 7 to 13 servings every day, you don't need Juice Plus. If you are, then you need to partner with me and help teach people how. But the reality of this, most of us on a given day, especially right now, we need a tool. We need a tool. And here's why I can say to each of you, why Juice Plus is so important. If you take a look at the clinical independent research that's done on our product, this is not some in-house team saying, oh, Juice Plus. No, these are high-level institutions, hospitals, and universities taking our products and studying them. That's important for me as a mom. I want to know what I'm giving my kids is good. And here's what I love most. Our company has created a Healthy Starts for Family program. When an adult orders Juice Plus, a child ages 4 or older will get their Juice Plus for free. All right? Both of my kids ate Juice Plus for free for 4 years. If you're a grandparent or an aunt, a cousin, a friend, a child will get it for free. And these are the things that my kids experienced. Adding whole food nutrition matters. And of course, a tower garden. If you like to grow your produce, our tower garden is our final product that helps you grow it on your patio. I've got one going right now. I'm going to start my next one. And these are just a few images of growing kale. I mean, literally, I go on my porch and I cut it off and I add it into my smoothies. Who is this person who used to eat pizza and Diet Coke? And we can go more through the cost, but really what I like to share with people is for about $1 or $2 a week, you can grow your own produce. And if you've looked at the cost of a pint of blueberries right now, you would understand the price comparison and how beneficial that is. So really, this is the breakout for each of you. And I know Summer's going to be following up with each of you to figure out the plan that fits best for you based on your needs. What are you looking to achieve? What level of financial commitment is worth it to you? And we will make that work for you because it's important. And I'm going to wrap this up by saying, listen, you will hear that fruits and vegetables are important. And if I could stop the share here, if I was technologically good enough, I could. Hey, if anybody can do it, if I can do it, anybody can. Fruits and vegetables aren't just good for you. As my best friend who had breast cancer would say, fruits and vegetables are so important. They can literally save your life. I've been eating Juice Plus for 10 years. My level of health is better now than when I was in my early 30s. So that is why I'm sharing this with you today, in hopes that this makes sense to you, and this might be something that you're willing to say, yeah, I'm going to give it a try. Guys, thanks for allowing me the pleasure of sharing. These ladies mean a lot to me, and I know that you guys mean a lot to Summer. So thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank y'all so much for coming. And Abby and Jamie, thank you for sharing. I know that information was so helpful to me and hopefully helpful to y'all. It really resonated with me just seeing all of the health benefits. Most of y'all know that my mom passed away from heart disease unexpectedly. So that's been a thing that has really helped me through this, just knowing that I'm getting all of that and hopefully being able to prevent that. But thank y'all so much for hopping on and joining me. I'll be following up with you guys the next few days. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But I hope you enjoyed hearing stories and information from us. And I hope you all have a great night.
Thank you, Summer.
Thank y'all.
Y'all are the most fun people. So fun.
Thanks so much for setting this up.
Bye, y'all.